Hi, I hope everyone had a good and restful break. Let's get right. No, I'm not crazy. Yeah, let's start break. No, we're not going to.
Oh, you're not going.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. It's nice to see you. I just wanted to say thank you for getting your tests in today before school started. I know that was probably a rush job for some of you this weekend, so we really appreciate that. And I just wanted to remind you that at least for this week, we'll continue with wearing masks indoors and reevaluate it at the end of the week. And then Mr. Brookhauser wanted to remind you that we'll still have testing on Wednesday. We encourage you to get tested again on Wednesday if you'd like to, out in the parking lot like we've had all year. So anyway, welcome back. Great to see you. Thanks.
Yay!
Welcome back, everybody. Still March, but that means April's around the corner. So you got some comments from your teachers over spring break. Some of you may have actually read the feedback. And today our first sophomore speech is in the family of feedback. It's how we accept positive feedback. Welcome Zora to the stage.
Compliments aren't always genuine. I couldn't count the amount of times I've heard people call their children's scribbles a masterpiece, or remember the amount of times people have said I was amazing at art when I exclusively used the line tool and used a coding website as my art program. Even now, my dad says that the drawing I drew when I was 7 his boss has hanging on his wall is really good, when I know it isn't. I know I've improved, but still, I don't find this kind of praise supportive. Not all of my art has to be good, right? If people wanted to praise my art so badly, people could just say I've improved since then when looking at my old art, and that would be praise enough. There are good things about a child's drawing. It's pure and effortless, innocent, and sometimes captures what skilled artists cannot. Sometimes the lines have a certain appealing quality to them that the child did on purpose, but looking back didn't expect to love years later. That one drawing we artists look back on and say, wow, how the flipping heck did I do that, is worth praise. When I'm struggling to draw the hairstyle correctly, and my 6-year-old niece draws it exactly how I imagined, deserves praise. Giving false praise to a child may give them a reason to continue doing art, but once we are past that point, I think we need more constructive criticism. Staring down at a pencil and paper drawing, and not knowing what's wrong with it is painful, especially when an artist asks someone nearby for help and they dismiss their thoughts, saying it's perfect. It could be that the neck is too long, maybe the eyes are too far apart, maybe I forgot the eyebrows, or does it need ears? Is the neck too far forward, too far back? Are the shoulders too wide, too narrow? Does the hair look like it's floating? Is it too far to one side? The artist is the only one that can't fix the art. It is their creation and they can't see what they've created. And those who see their mistakes refuse to help because it would be rude. When it's not, they think their praise is helpful when it's not what the artist wants. When an artist asks someone for help, they think, please insult it, tear my art to bits so that I can make it better. Praise is not what we need in this moment. What we require are an innocent pair of eyes that aren't our own to view and help improve our art. There's something appealing about any piece of art as long as there's time and effort put into it. It doesn't have to be several or even 1 hour. It can be 15 minutes, and there will still be something nice about it hiding behind the mess. From what I've noticed, artists will they will compliment the good things in a piece and hope, if they wish to give help without being provoked to, and hope the beginner will focus on that and let it infect the rest of their art if they continue to draw. A fresh breath of ideas is all an artist desires. a different pair of eyes are more creative than our own. So feel free to praise us, just don't overdo it.
Okay, everybody, don't overdo it. So speaking of art, we have the chairman of the arts, the chairperson of the arts, to come talk to us about some opportunities. Let's welcome Mr. Williams.
Thank you for that. That was a great discussion about how we navigate art through our life. It was really nice to hear. Thank you. So this week, I sent out an email yesterday. We have Mr. Paul Davis coming out this week to work with us with technical theater. So if you have ever wanted to work and learn about sound design or lighting design or just work in the theater in any way, this can be like your opportunity to craft your own learning experience. He has just come off of doing an off-Broadway show working in the lighting design in New York City, so he's coming back. He worked with us in Frozen and in Chicago, and he's a really great guy. So if you're interested, or if you just want to talk about it for 15 minutes, if you want to do more in-depth work, just shoot me an email that we can kind of come up with a plan with Paul, and it would be a really great opportunity. So it's just if something is you're interested in, come in and send me an email or pop by my office. Thanks.
We're gearing up for some more events just right around the corner, event tomorrow, and to talk about that is our admissions director, Mr. Raymond.
Good morning, welcome back. So on March 10th, we made our first round of admission announcements. Thank you to the Shield students that traveled around the Tri-County area with us to deliver those acceptances. It was a wonderful Thursday evening, and tomorrow afternoon, we welcome a number of newly accepted students and their families to campus at 4:30. So my request is that if you were contacted by Mr. Wilcox to be there as a Shield student, we look forward to you being there for your shift and helping out with that event. We know that there are a lot of you who are going to be on campus busy in a number of other activities. My understanding is robotics will be in the Student Center and the Design Shop practicing for the regional. We have a volleyball game in the gym. Some of our track students will be off campus at a track meet with Mr. Colby. So if you are around on campus tomorrow, I just wanted to let you know that we appreciate you helping keep the campus clean, especially following the last class of the day. We'll be cleaning up this zone for our accepted student celebration. We'll be here in the theater, just over there outside the library, and up at the plaza level above the top of the theater, with over 100 people that are coming to visit. So if you are around, please keep the campus clean. If you are around, please just be your warm, friendly, welcoming York students if you see somebody who needs some assistance. And know that we'll be here from about 4 to 6:30 celebrating their acceptance to school. And then on Friday, a number of them will be coming back to campus to visit. They'll be in classes, and you'll see them Friday morning, and we invite you to offer them a warm welcome on Friday as well. Okay? Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Raymond. Speaking of classes, one out of everybody's 5 favorite classes is the class of 2023, and their activity directors are here to give us an announcement. That's Maddie and Lily. Let's welcome them.
Okay, so in case you don't check your email, prom is coming up on April 2nd. So we'll be selling tickets at lunch in the Commons, I think every day this week and maybe next week as well. Singles are $50 and couples are $90. And it will be hosted off campus at Wave Street Studios this year with the enchanting theme of Enchanted Forest, so plan accordingly. And yeah, Side note to that, next week on Monday and Tuesday, Activism Club will be doing a baby pop-up thrift shop and also a prom dress exchange. So if you have a dress at home, feel free to bring it in. There will be a box up by the chapel then, or later this week. Okay, yeah, thank you.
One of those special breaks where we get to hear not one, but two of our sophomores. So let's now welcome up to the mic Ms. Allison Stewart.
I've always seen my father in a way that I basically put him on this golden pedestal, like he was a perfect human being. He could do anything and everything. He could do no wrong, and he never had to worry about a thing. No problems to stop him from doing things, and nothing to slow him down. He was my own definition of perfect. My grandmother told me stories about when he was younger, using words like calling him smart, kind, and humorous. She would tell stories that had to do with funny moments in my dad's life because he was well known as a funny person. He grew up in Catholic school and was overall a well-mannered kid. The first time I saw my father differently was when we were talking about my future and things I wanted to do or be. He started talking about his first job and how nervous he was. This threw me off because I never could imagine my father ever being nervous about his future. I thought he had it all figured out. Turns out he was nervous about what his future held when he first started the Army. My mother met my father when they were both in the Army. She used words like brave, caring, and again, humorous to describe him. My mother has many great stories about him. When I think about it, I haven't heard anybody say anything about his worries or how nervous he was at times, just his victories. The second time I saw my father differently was when I was visiting him over the summer, and we were having dinner talking about my future more in depth. I told him I still had no clue and I wasn't confident in my ability of how well I would do in my future. I remember his reaction was understanding, and he continued to tell me how he felt when he was climbing ranks in the Army. How it was a lot of responsibility, how he was going to burn the whole place down because of how irresponsible he was, and didn't think it would be all that other people made it out to be. These interactions made me think differently about him because even though I still had him on that pedestal, I could relate to him more than I could before. He too was nervous about his future. He too wasn't 100% confident in himself when he was a teen. He too had worries he would fail at things that seemed easy to other people. I could relate to him more because I didn't feel like I had to come across as perfect like him, because he isn't either. This made me realize he was never perfect. He was like everyone else. He had problems, worries, nerves, and sometimes lacked self-confidence. So even though I still have him on the pedestal, it's not because he's my own definition of perfect. It's because even though he was feeling nervous or scared about his future, he kept moving forward and pushed through those feelings to accomplish his goals. This is how I see my father now.
Hello everybody, welcome back from spring break. 2 sophomore speeches to kick off the 4th and final quarter. Really exciting. Yeah, that nervousness happens and stays. I know a lot of seniors got decisions back, so good job guys, you got it. But other than that, go to clubs and have a great rest of your day and a great rest of the quarter. Yay!